let me just ask you another question here, because we're talking about God. I'm just wondering, what about that first objection that I brought up? I'm just curious, the contradictory, because you're talking about God, and let's get specific. You believe in God, who's three beings and one being. That's a contradiction. So what do you do with that? Yeah.
Well, I would say me as an individual, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, and I'm a friend, and I'm all those three things, but I'm still a one cohesive being.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, again, I've got some background in Christianity, studied that. That actually is, from what I understand, that view represents an ancient heresy called modalism. And if you actually believe that, that's the idea, kind of, that God shows up in different modes. You know, the Father. There's not like a separate Father, Son, Holy Spirit, but God is, you know. God was the Father at creation, He was the Son in the Incarnation, and now He's the Holy Spirit. Kind of three different modes. That's modalism. That's actually a heresy, and I guess you're a heretic then. But that doesn't seem to be, I mean, from what I know of Christian theology, that's actually an incorrect view of the Trinity.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I think I say that wrong. It sounded good in my head, and I forgot about
look, oh, thank you for admitting that. I mean, look, you can say, okay, yeah, that one kind of sucked. All right, let's move on. I'll work on that. That's fair enough. I like that. Okay. But, yeah, okay, right here. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, go ahead.
Do you not think we can explain the Trinity? That is definitely...
Well, you said you don't think we can explain the Trinity. Okay,
I will admit, but that's where faith comes in.
That's where faith comes in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't want the argument to like keep on going. We can't necessarily prove it. It's not.
We can't explain it. It actually is. Would you also say that, yeah, it's contradictory, it makes no sense whatsoever, and we're just going to believe it?
Yes, it's beyond understanding is what we say.
Okay.
It's like things in science are beyond understanding.
Okay.
That's bottom line.
All right, but I guess in one sense I respect that. You're going to say, yeah, okay, I've got to go to a different realm here. I have to go to faith, and it's a mystery. It's like a lot of people say. We can't explain it. We can't make sense of it. So we're just going to believe it. At the same time, you got to understand how that sounds to me, isn't it?
No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
It's not very. Yeah, it's not very compelling.
Yes, it sounds.
But you said you didn't agree with or fully agree with the Big Bang Theory, but the people who do can say the same thing about that.
Yeah, but now here's the difference. The Big Bang Theory is not contradictory.
Yeah, matter cannot come from nothing.
That's because you don't understand the Big Bang.
The law of
That's
contradiction
what
matters.
I've heard of things from.
Okay.
It came out of nothing.
Yeah, well, maybe, I mean,
That's
well, no, look, if someone holds kind of a multiverse view, then maybe, again, this is one bubble universe that pops up from another. The explanation would be another universe. But it's not contradictory in the same way that saying God is three beings and one being is. That's like saying there are married bachelors. Now, look, maybe for the Big Bang we say there's not evidence. What did I say something?
No, I said Tiger Woods. He's a married
Oh. That's good. That's good. Can I steal that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Use that in my class. Yeah, but in the strict logical sense, there are no married bachelors. And in the same way, you can't have a God who's three beings and one being. If you want to punt the faith, that's okay. Or you got to understand that, I'm going to say, well, that's illogical. And it sounds like you're saying, okay, that's okay. We're going to be illogical. We're going to have faith. And if that's if that's where you go, that's where you go. And but you see how you can't then try and impose that belief on other people and say you should believe this too. You should suspend logic and reason and believe this. That's just not going to be very compelling. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to believe, but I think you can't be afraid of heresy if you're going to, I think that's the problem with
I don't have to be afraid of heresy, but you should be afraid of heresy.
Well, no, I don't think Christians in general should be afraid of heresy. I think that if you read the Bible and you read the parts about Jesus says, I and the Father are one or whatever, you would never come to the conclusion that God is three and God is one, because that's not it doesn't make sense. You would never come to that. Like, all of those other heresies make much more sense. Like, the modalism one, right? That makes much more sense. The only objection is that it's a heresy. So, like, I think if you're going to be like, no, I have to believe these specific things, well, then all you can do is poke holes in other people's beliefs. But if you want to believe, then you can't be afraid of like, oh, other Christians don't think this. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it doesn't make sense that God would be three beings and God is one. So you think of another explanation for how God says, like, maybe they're just not understanding it right, but it doesn't mean it's just not true.
Okay, but it seems like, I mean, according to the Christian church, you have to be concerned about heresy.
Well, what does it matter what they think? Like,
so, okay, well, I guess on that view then,
I'm Christian, but I don't care what any of them think.
Sure. Well, is it okay for anyone to believe whatever they want about God? So you kind of got this God out there, and whatever you think about him is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
then
then,
where's your truth? Like, everything's relative.
so God could be.
Everything is
very humanistic.
here.
If I look, I think God is this little man. He's up in that bush right there. See that little plant? He's up there, and you guys don't realize, but he's watching us. I mean, are you okay with that? Is that like, if my God is there, and he's hiding up in there, and he's peeking out, and he's watching this whole thing unfold?
You're gonna believe whatever you want, no matter what I think of it. So
sure, and you're gonna and I have the right to believe that.
Yeah.
But are you gonna say, well, then that's true for you, or something like that?
look, I mean, God. Everyone can agree God is not a physical. He doesn't have a body, right? So
No. The Mormons think he has a physical body.
well, okay. If God doesn't have a physical body, and a lot of people think that, then the only way he really exists is in our heads, right? He only exists as the way we interact with him, which is in our heads. So it really doesn't matter if he really is, because all he is in our heads to begin with. So
it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's no God out there. It's just we have a concept of God.
if he's
it's
not
just an
physical,
idea.
then there is no out there. You know what I mean? Like, if God helps you and he's in your head, then he's real, because all of your experiences are the only thing you have.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So like,
Yeah, it makes sense. I see what you're saying. And I guess
the way you experience God is the only thing that matters.
that's why you just have to have faith. So you're saying you put
Yes.
your faith in a little belief in your head.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I don't know. That's the only way you could have.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.